So we are recording now. This is the Spring Tulip Wreath class, tutorial, video, etc., etc. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move my laptop over. I started cutting a bunch of my tulips off of the stems because I was bored. I got my dinner dishes and everything done early, so I was cutting my tulips. I had to find them. I couldn't even find them. They were buried in my closet somewhere because I've had them for so long. Now I want to tell you, as far as your wreath form, whoops, something just fell over here. Hold on. You can actually buy the, sorry for my head, you can buy the styrofoam ones that are more flat. I already wrapped this in ribbon, but this is one of those green ones. They're actually called extruded foam. They're more round than they are flat. You can actually buy the flatter ones that are more wide, and I think that they're white. They're usually white. I was actually looking for one of those, but I couldn't find one locally, and I didn't have time to go to the craft store. I actually thought I had one, but I didn't, so that was my own fault. I thought for sure I had one. But you could actually also use straw, but the problem with straw is that it's really hard to push these pins, these floral pins, into straw, because I made the Swedish braid wreath with a straw form, and I don't know if you guys ever saw my Swedish braid wreath with the folded burlap, and it's a straw form that I used, and you just fold your pieces of burlap and you pin them in with the floral pins. But with the straw form, it was really hard to push those in. I made that like at Christmas time last year, so very time consuming. But so putting pins into a straw form is difficult, which is why they do this with foam. But this is a, what size is this? I think this is a 14-inch, either a 12 or a 14-inch foam form. I think I told you guys to get a 12-inch. So the bigger the wreath you use, the more tulips you're going to have to buy. And I know I probably spent, I think I have like 18 bunches of tulips. So even on sale, it cost me around $40, I think. So the bigger the wreath that you buy, the more tulips you're going to have to put on it, and the more expensive it's going to be for you. But this will be, you know, very full when it's done. You can see that I already started it because I was bored, like I said. Sorry. I got my dinner dishes done. I'm not even going to mute anybody because it looks like we don't really have Mimi, Rose, Stacy, Debbie. Yeah, we may have some more people joining us. So just, there's not really any background noise. It's pretty quiet where you guys are. So this is so easy. I mean, there's no folding, there's no, you know, cutting of ribbon, there's no cutting of mesh. All you do is you wrap your wreath form in some ribbon. This was just some satin ribbon that I found. I don't even think it's wired. But one thing I noticed about it, and I love when I like go through my stash and I forget about stuff that I have, and I found this really pretty pink roll of ribbon. There's a pin in it here. And it's not wired, so I probably wouldn't be able to use it in a regular wreath. But it's got two colors on it. It's got green on one side and pink on the other. I thought, that's kind of neat. I totally forgot that I had that. I'm like in my closet. I've got craft stuff like all over my house. It's just like I'm finding stuff that I didn't even know I had that I just bought along the way. So that's always kind of fun. And like whenever you buy stuff on clearance and then you forget that you have it and then you find it, it's always exciting. So hold on one second for me here. I am going to mute everybody just because I feel like doing it. Okay, so the best way to do this, now I've already gotten a bunch of them cut, but let me just show you. Let me get out another bunch over here. The best way to get your tulips ready is to cut them. You still want to have enough on here to be able to pin it to your form. So don't like cut it like right up next to the tulip. First you want to push your leaves up. Okay, don't be careful to push too hard because you're going to push your tulips flowers right off. So just push your leaves up so they're closer to the tulips, the flowers. And then I would say, you know, couple inches, 3 inches maybe have on there, and then cut. You want to be able to have enough. So I just push my leaves up again. You want to have enough that you can secure it to your form, and it goes pretty quickly. Just push your leaves up because you want to leave the leaves on there, because seeing the little bit of the green, this one's got the tag on it still, seeing a little bit of the green just makes it look prettier. We'll push your little leaves up. Just like 2-3 inches, I guess, is good. Just enough to be able to. Now, the one thing I noticed with these floral pins, and I'm going to show you in a minute, if you have the type of wreath form that I have, which is more rounded instead of flat, it's not as thick as the other ones. So when you're pushing your pins in, you don't want to push them straight down. You kind of want to push them in at an angle, because if you try to push them straight down, they're going to go right through your wreath form and they're going to poke out the other side, and you don't want that. So let me show you what I mean. So right now what I started doing is I did a few bunches of the peach or the coral, and then I did white, and I'm just going to keep doing it that way. That's going to be my pattern. Now, even though I started on the top, I want to show you, I guess we can do the outside after, because typically it's better to go on the outside. It's better to fill your outside in and then your inside and then do the top. But since I already started on the top, I'm just going to keep going that way. So you just want to grab, you're going to want to make a bunch, okay? I would say maybe, oh, I don't know, 4 or 5. How many do I have here? Let's do 5. And you're going to kind of want to gather them together and make a little bunch. Make sure all your stems are close together, and you're going to just pin them all together like that. So I'm actually just going to start where I ended up. And you want to cover all this. So you want to get your tulips touching each other. That's important, okay? So when you're laying, it doesn't really matter because you're laying your first one down now if you're doing this with me now. But as you're adding more, you're going to want to just go right up to where your other tulips stopped. Or yeah, so they meet each other. You don't want to see, like, you don't want to go down here, obviously. You don't want all that to show. You want it to be nice and full. So you go up as far as you can. I might even have too many in this bunch here. I might just want to do 3. You don't even have to put them in bunches. If I'm going to do 4 instead of 5. You could just lay them down individually, but that's going to take you a whole heck of a lot longer. So go right up to where the other ones ended and keep your little stems together and get your floral pin. And like I said, I'm going to put mine in at an angle right over those, all those stems. Just like that. And it stays. It's secure. It's not going to go anywhere. And if you want to fluff it out as you go along, you can. But it's not supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to be kind of, you know.
I have a question.
Yeah?
Okay. Mine is flat and it's quite wide. Are we going to do 2 rows or is it just 1?
Well, that's the thing, Mimi. If you have a flatter one, you might need to do 2 rows, but I don't think so. I think you're going to be okay. I think if you find that when you do your little bundles like this, if you do like 4 bundles together like that, and you pin them down, because mine are overlapping right now. You see that? I think yours will just cover the top of yours if it's flat. And then when you go around the outside, it's going to take care of any gaps that there might be there. Does that make sense?
So we're going to go around the outside? It's going to be 2 rows?
Yes. Yes. We're going to do the top, and then we're going to go around the outside, and then we're going to go around the inside.
Oh boy.
So I think you're going to be fine. You're not, don't worry.
I'm going to need double the amount of tulips then. I have like 20 bunches.
I think you'll be okay. What size is your wreath form?
The white, I don't remember, 14?
I think you'll be okay. Don't worry. You'll be okay. I told you to get the 12 or 14 inch, I believe.
But they
so.
didn't have it. Whatever you asked, they did not have that at Joann's.
Yeah. I think you're going to be okay. Do the top first. You might not even need to do the inside. Do the top first, and then we'll go around the outside. I think you'll be okay. Especially if you have 20 bunches of tulips, I think you're going to be okay. Don't worry. Don't stress. There's no stressing in wreath making. It's all good. So I'm going to do a bundle of white now, and you can alternate with any color that you want. So again, just get your next bundle and put it as close to, you want the petals to be touching each other, the flowers to be touching each other. And just keep going, just keep pinning. You probably don't have to put yours at an angle, Mimi, because I know those wreath forms are a little bit thicker. You can probably go straight down. I just don't want this to poke through on the other side, so. Now there's not, what's that?
I was about to say, hi, Christine. It's Susan Sullivan.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm so happy you're here.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Thank you,
I'm
dear.
happy to be here. I missed you.
Oh, I've missed you, and I thought you.
We're making a tulip wreath.
I beg your pardon?
I said we're making a tulip wreath. Can you
Yeah,
tell?
I see that. I see that. It's beautiful.
So far.
I'm going to watch, and y'all just carry on.
Okay, Bunny can't make it because Bunny lost power.
Oh, no.
Yep, she lost power. So she was all ready to be here, and then her power went out. I thought maybe we were going to lose power because we have high winds. And
We've had high winds. Oh, my gosh, and rain.
yeah, we have freezing rain here, so.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm so done.
Joy.
Weather. I want some nice weather. And I was
Well,
telling
I'm going to mute myself and watch.
I was telling everybody at the beginning of the class that I was so excited over something so seemingly simple and silly. But when I went outside and brought my doggie out, I saw little sprouts growing up out of the ground like fresh grass or something.
Oh,
I was so excited. Now it's all frozen.
I'm
so happy you're here.
But I know how you feel.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yay.
I am.
Good. My pin's coming out. I gotta push it again. All right, my dear. I'm gonna keep pinning my tulips.
Okay, I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay. If you find that it's easier when you're going along, instead of having to pin a bunch of tulips like this, if you maybe want to pin one or two at a time, if you're afraid they're going to come out, then by all means, like this one kind of came out a little bit. Just if you find that you're missing one or it's not as tight as you want it to be, just go ahead and put another pin in. Like this one I kind of missed when I was pinning, so I'm just going to put another one in there. But the pin should hold very well, and I am not going to use glue. I just don't like to use hot glue unless I absolutely have to. If you find one of your little flowers comes off, just find the spot where it popped off and just stick it back in there. That's very easy to do. But see how nice it looks with the green showing like that. So I'm just kind of going back and forth with my coral and my white. If you have other colors, then, you know, let's see where I'm at right now. I want to get some more white here. I think right now I'm just going to stick with 3 bunches because I feel like when I try to do 4, the pin comes out. So I'll move these over here. And if you find you have a bit of extra sticking off, you can snip that off afterwards if you feel like you have too much on there, which I do. So I just snip that little extra piece off because I love my new pink snippers that I got. They work very well. Again, just lay it right next to where you stopped before. I noticed that my craft table has been creaking lately. I wonder if that means I need a new craft table. I'm going to snip these extra off here too because I don't need that. Like I said, if you feel like they're a little bit loose, then just add an extra pin. That one got bent on me here. because I'm pushing on my table and I don't think it likes it, so it's creaking at me. Like I said, again, they don't have to be perfect. It's not like you're making a mesh ruffle or something that, yeah, that's not staying. I don't know why that's not staying. Hold on a second here. I think I might have these pins a little bit too close together. You want it to kind of look there. It's not poking through on the other side, so we're good. You want it to look natural. You don't want it to be too perfect. I need to oil my table. And like I said, having the leaves sticking out like that is just going to make it look a little more natural. If you have to tuck them in a little bit, that's fine. I'm going to go back to our peach. Yeah, I might have cut these stems a little bit too long. Oh, I can hear that wind blowing outside my window. This is all there is to it, folks. Just pinning. Now I find that it's holding a little bit better when I push it straight down. So I'm going to keep going for that look there. And I think this one I want to push up a little bit farther.
Yeah, you definitely need a new table, Chris.
I know. I'm so sorry if that's annoying. Oh my, see, this started to poke through on the other side, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, I do. I do need a new one. I do.
Is that just the folded card table you have?
It is. It absolutely is. How can you tell?
I have one of those ones, so you know.
My craft room is kind of small. This one just flew out from somewhere here. I don't know where that came from, so I'm just going to stick it back in. What do you all, if you don't have a folding card table like me, what do you guys use for your craft table? Anybody?
I use my dining room table right now till I move into my dad's. Then I'll have
Do
a
ya?
6-foot-long folding table.
See, I have my craft room is my office right now, so it's not terribly big in here. So I think if I was to have any bigger of a table, I'd be in trouble. But the creaking has got to go. So I'm going to put another pin in here because I feel like this isn't staying very well. I'm just going to stick another one in here just to make sure that it's holding. So it doesn't take that long. And once you get them on the outside and then the inside, it's going to look a lot more full too. But I'm happy with it so far. Now I'm going to go back to the white. I'm probably going to have too many tulips. I probably could have gotten away with getting a bigger wreath form. I have a lot of tulips. They had the, actually they had the white flatter forms at Walmart. I was looking at them today, but they were really big. They were probably like 20 inches, and I thought, I don't know if I'm going to have enough tulips for a 20-inch wreath. So I grabbed the extruded foam one. That's what they call these little green ones, is extruded foam. I don't know why they call them that, but that's what they're called. Maybe because when they make them, they put them in an extruder. Probably. Yeah, we had a tulip craze in our group a few months ago, and then it kind of died down, I think, because Michael sold out of tulips. So um, everybody stopped making them. I bought mine, and then I just kind of hung on to them until
That's what I
class.
did. Mine are still in the bag in the dining room.
Really? My daughter kept saying, Mom, whatever happened to all those tulips that you bought? Because she helped me pick out the colors. I said, we haven't had the class yet. Well, why? Well, I don't know. We've been doing other stuff. Okay. And she was excited that we're finally doing it. Because I'm glad you didn't get the pink, Mom. I didn't like the pink. This one's not going in.
I actually got the same color you did, that coral.
Really?
Yeah, I found that too. I bought the coral, I bought yellow, red, I bought a bunch of them.
I think it's because of this ribbon. I think that's why the pins are giving me a hard time going in. I don't really know what this ribbon is made out of, but it doesn't seem like it should. There we go. Yeah, she liked the coral, and I thought the white was a good combination. I'm going to cut this piece off right here that's sticking out. Whoops, I don't know where the heck that just went. Went into the abyss. There it is. Into the abyss of my craft room. I just found some Christmas stuff in the corner here that I forgot that I didn't put away, so that's not good. All right, let's see. I need to cut some more white. So my family just volunteered me to have a Memorial Day picnic at my house this year because I have a really big backyard. The only problem is my grill died, my gas grill. So we need to get another gas grill. The only time my family and I get together, like to have a big family thing, is Thanksgiving and Memorial Day. I don't know why we don't do anything big at Christmas time. But Thanksgiving and Memorial Day seems to be it as far as a big family thing. So and then you take turns at whose house it's going to be at. Let's see who else may have joined us. Susan, Debbie, Rose, Mimi. Yeah, Bunny doesn't have power, so Bunny's not here. Okay. I haven't talked to you in a while, Susan, about my doggie. I don't know if you remember me saying that she wasn't sleeping through the night. Well, the vet decided that we were going to try melatonin on her, which is sort of like a calming, you know what melatonin is, right?
Yeah.
Like
How's she doing?
She's doing better. She's sleeping through the night.
Good.
Yeah, and it calms her down. And I read a bunch about it, that, you know, senior dogs get restless at night as they get older. So it's definitely helped.
Well, good. I'm
It's
glad.
not fun when you don't get a sound night's sleep.
No, it's not.
And I always would hear her little footprints coming in the kitchen, and so I would take her out because I was the one that would hear her. Although I can't be sure that my kids didn't hear her and then just didn't want to get up, so that's always a possibility too. But I guess that they say it's good for dogs that are anxious, like over things like fireworks and thunder and lightning too. Well, thunder specifically because lightning doesn't make any sound, but it's like a calming thing. You can see this goes pretty quickly. I mean, it's only 8:30, and I'm almost done with the top here. So you know what? I'm thinking about it. I probably could have gotten that bigger wreath for him. I think I would have had enough tulips. Again, if you feel that one pin isn't enough to hold that little bunch in, put as many as you need. It's not going through this ribbon, boy. You know, you don't have to wrap your form in ribbon, but I feel like you don't really want, you know, that ugly foam to show, especially in the back. You know, I'd like to keep that covered. That's really the main reason for that.
Christina,
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
the stuff that you've got your form wrapped with is
Uh-huh.
probably polyester,
Yeah.
and that's what's making it so difficult to get your pins in.
Is that what most ribbon is made out of? Let me
A
see.
lot of it, especially that the stuff that we wrap the wreaths with, a lot of it is, most of it's poly.
It kind of feels like it, actually. You know, that's probably right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss
That's
Susan.
making it difficult to get your pin in.
It's not as bad as it's
Just
not
a
as bad as
thought.
the straw wreath. I'll tell you that right now. The straw wreath was terrible.
Oh God, I remember that one.
You do,
Oh.
yeah. The
Yeah,
Swedish braid. Remember that one?
that thing, yes, that was a nightmare.
Yes, it was.
Oh
I don't
my
think I'll be
Lord.
doing that one
And
again.
mine's sitting.
What's
Oh,
that?
mine's in this bedroom still. Yes,
it?
I hadn't. I'm so. Oh, it
I
looks
finished
terrible.
it, but let me tell you, my fingers were sore.
I thought I
I'm
was
finding
going to
the actual
die.
pins go in better when I push them straight down than when I try to angle them. So maybe I'll keep trying to do it that way. But that's really all you're doing. If you can see what I'm doing here. You know, if you need to add an extra pin, that's totally fine. If you don't like the way all these leaves look, if you don't want to have as many leaves as this, you can certainly cut them off if you want to have more flower than leaves. But it adds to the realness, you know, the freshness of it, I feel like, to have the leaves sticking out as well. So I need more pink now. Again, just push your leaves up. I'm not going to cut as much off. I'm going to do maybe like 1.5 inches. I think that's good. I don't want to have too much on there. I just love my new clippers. So we went to the mall in Syracuse yesterday. Now, Syracuse is probably the biggest metropolitan city near where I live. If you're not familiar with Syracuse or SU, Syracuse University, it's probably about an hour away. They have a really, really big mall there. And I was excited to see that they had an at-home store. Now, I'd never been in an at-home store before. Do you guys have at-home stores by you? Anybody? These places are huge. These stores are
We
gigantic.
do. Oh my gosh, I love it.
I love it. And they had a lot of cute signs and things for Wreath.
Yeah.
A lot. I tend to get a little overwhelmed when I go into a big store like that. It's like I don't really know where to go, and then I end up, you know, seeing so many things that I like that I never really know what I want to get. So I did get a couple of signs. I got a beach sign, and I got a little pineapple, and I'll show you because it's really super cute. I'm snipping this off here. Where are my signs? What did I do with them? But I actually have seen this beach sign before, and I thought I was very excited to find it there. This beach. Isn't that cute? With a little anchor.
Oh,
That was from the at-home store. I was looking for a flamingo sign, but they didn't have a flamingo sign. And then I got this little pineapple, which is actually, it looks like it's the yardstake. You can see that it's so bright in here. It says welcome. Isn't that cute? So I can just pluck that. It was like $2.99. It was really cheap.
That's darling.
And then we went to the Christmas tree shop. I don't know where that bag went. I had a bag from the Christmas tree shop in here. I don't know where the heck it went. Where the heck did that go? I'm gonna show you what I got. Oh, here it is. Do you guys have Christmas tree shops near you?
Yeah, we do.
I got that, which I thought was super
Oh,
cute,
that's cute.
for $1.99. Now, I don't know if you like primitive art at all, but this is considered primitive. Isn't that the cutest
Oh, I
thing?
like that. I like that a lot.
It's very light. And this was only $4.
That's really nice.
Look at the
I
little sheep.
like that.
I like the
Yeah.
little sheep on there. I love the salt box art and stuff like that. So, you know, if you're just beginning wreath making, it's, you know, the great place to start is with a sign, you know, and I got this one the other day. I'm getting like sign obsessed now. I got this beach or ocean sign, because what you can do is you can build your wreath around your sign. So right now I could get like coral, I could get like a mint green or a sea green mesh, and you know, there's so many colors in there for my choosing my ribbons. So it's, you know, it's exciting, and that's what I look at when I see
beautiful.
sign. I look at all the different colors of ribbons and things that I could use. So let me just cut some more white here. I'm getting sidetracked, so I wanted to show you my signs.
And somebody
But-
posted on Facebook yesterday, I think it was, Dollar Tree had these really nice signs.
Oh, my
So of
Dollar
course,
Tree.
you know, I'm scouring the Dollar
bad.
Tree looking for these summer signs, and not one of my Dollar Trees around here had them yet.
No, mine had some, but I saw that too. I saw the beach signs, and you know who else I get so angry? It seems like some of the Walmarts across the country have really cute signs and mesh. Mine never does.
Our Walmart here in Pittsburgh stinks.
And you know, I went in today because somebody posted a picture of a really cute flamingo sign and all these 4th of July and spring, and they had nothing at all. And I even asked the girl, I said, why, you know, do some Walmarts have all this stuff, you know? And of course she had no clue. But I was really excited because I want to tell you guys that, do you know that they have a shop now that serves edible cookie dough? Have you seen that yet? We were walking along yesterday and I saw a girl handing out samples, and I looked up and I saw it was called Dough Life, D-O-U-G-H, Dough Life. And I said to my daughter, I said, Lauren, I said, this is edible cookie dough. And she shrieked because we had seen that they had it, I think New York City and the bigger cities, I cannot get this pen in, New York City and the bigger cities had it. It is absolutely delicious, and it doesn't have any eggs, so you don't have to worry about that. They had all different flavors, and I was just in heaven. It was so yummy, because I love cookie dough. Who doesn't like to eat cookie dough when they're making cookies? You know, because you know you're not supposed to because of the eggs, but it was really yummy. And I got, like, I think it was s'mores flavor. My laptop just fell over because I'm pushing my pen so hard. You can put as many pins in as you need to help hold it. If you feel like it's a little bit loose. There we go. But it shouldn't take much. And that's filling in really nice. It's going to be pretty. Maybe I'm just doing too many bunches. Maybe I should just do 3. If you want to do one at a time, have at it. I feel like it's going to take forever to do one at a time. I also feel like adding 4 bunches is not, my pin's not holding the 4 all at once. It's popping out, it's too much. I just added that one in after. Okay. Well, we're almost done with the top here. This is going to be a fast class. I can remember when I first started my Wreath group last year, and I think I told this story, and I posted the picture. I take walks in my neighborhood, and it's a really nice neighborhood that I live in, really pretty houses. I mean, if you walk up a block, in one direction, the houses are okay. If you walk a block up in the other direction, you get to the nicer section of my town, and the houses are huge and they're gorgeous. And I remember last year, right after I started the big Wreath group, not the paid one, the big one, the free one, and I would always walk by this gorgeous house, and she had a wreath at her front door, and it was a tulip wreath, and it was huge. I mean, the thing took up, it was just gorgeous. It was huge. And I can remember walking by and thinking, I really want to take a picture of that wreath. So I remember I walked up to the door. I'm not just going to take a picture. I knocked on the door. So see what happens when you push too hard, you push your tulips off. You could just pop it back on. So I went and I knocked at the door, and the lady answered. She was very, very nice. I said, I just want to take a picture of your gorgeous wreath on your door. I said, can I ask you where you got it? And she had gotten it from Etsy. And the thing was gigantic. It must have been, you know, a 24-inch wreath form. So by the time it was done, it was huge. And she let me take a picture, and she actually invited me in, and I told her about the Wreath group, and, you know, I gave her my information. I thought she was going to be my first customer, and then I never heard from her again, but whatever. But anyway, I thought that was kind of neat. I would do that. I would go up to somebody's door and ask to take a picture of their wreath. I don't know if you do this now, but I always notice wreaths on people's doors, especially when I'm walking. So just keep making your little bundles. I'm doing 3 now because I feel like 3 is staying a little bit better than 4. The pin seems to be popping out when I try to do 4. So we're just going to do 3. I probably should have cut these ahead of time if I was smart. I think yours is going to be very pretty with all the colors, Mimi. How are you doing over there with your colors?
I think it's looking good.
Good.
I have some spaces now from when I started. So I have to fill in.
Yeah, you can fill in.
Okay,
Just make sure you're laying them as close as possible to the last bunch. You want the tips of your flowers to be touching each other.
Right, but what about the sides? I have this big side that I have to cover up.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, you know, honestly, I might not even do the sides of mine because now I know mine is a different type of a form than yours, but I mean, are you feeling like, where are you seeing the spaces?
In between, so I'm just adding.
Yeah, but are you going like right up to, like you're going right up to your last bunch when you're putting it on?
Yeah, but when I started, I wasn't doing that.
Oh, okay, okay.
As I went along, I got better.
Because you can take it apart, you know, if you feel like you want it. Because they're just pinned. It's not like they're permanently glued or anything, you know?
Yeah.
I'm sure it will be beautiful, Miss Mimi. I have faith in you.
In
What's that?
In Miami, we don't use wreath on our doors unless it's Christmas. You don't see it like you see it in the middle of the country.
You're going to have a house full of wreaths.
I know.
They're going to be on your bedroom doors and everywhere, just like they do just like in my house. Now, when you get to when you get around and you're meeting the other end, you know, you're gonna have to like lift it up. And I'll show you what I mean by that, obviously, in a second. You have to lift it up so you can, I'm just gonna add an extra pin. Like I said, if you feel like it's not in there sturdy enough, just add an extra pin so it's tight. Let's go back to the white. Yeah, I like these colors a lot. I'll have to show my daughter. She'll be happy. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Whoops. I'm so used to using my mouse that when I try to use the mouse that's on the laptop, I get frustrated because I don't like them. I like my mouse. Pushing so hard that my laptop keeps falling over here. You would think if Michaels was smart, that they saw the demand for these tulips, that they would just order enough to last the entire spring, because ideally, you know, it's still spring. It's not summer yet. They should still have these, whoops, they should still have these in stock. So I was glad I bought them when I did. Good Lord. Be careful when you're pushing your leaves up. And I don't know if you guys like scary movies. Who likes scary movies? Who likes to watch scary movies? Because I have a really good movie I'm going to recommend for you if you like scary movies.
I love them.
Who's that?
Stacy?
Have you heard of A Quiet Place yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, go watch the trailer when you get out of the class. There's a movie called A Quiet Place, and it's basically about these creatures that can't see and they can't hear, so they rely, I'm sorry, they can't smell. They can't see, they can't smell, so they rely on their extrasensory hearing. So it focuses around this family. I'm not quite sure where these monsters came from because they never really explained that. My son was even saying to me, Mom, you know, why? I wish they would have said where the monsters came from, but we just don't know. But anyway, it focuses around this family of 4 or 5, a husband and wife and their kids, and just how they can't make a sound. I mean, literally, they have to whisper when they talk. One of the daughter is deaf anyway, so they have to use sign language when they talk to her. It's truly terrifying. I mean, you're afraid to eat your popcorn. That's how quiet it is in the movie theater. But it got really great reviews. It scared the crap out of me. It doesn't rely on like cheap gore and blood and all that stuff. It's really scary. I highly recommend. It's called A Quiet Place.
Okay, I'll watch the trailer after class.
So as you can see, I'm at around the end here. So I just kind of want to lift up this first bunch. And you're just going to want to try to stick this under there to complete the front of your wreath. And it might be a little bit challenging, but you just kind of got to squeeze them in there. You can push your tulips out of the way for a second. Just make sure that you have those pinned in good, because you really want to fill that in nice and tight. And you can kind of move them back over. Now there's nothing wrong. This one's like coming out here, hold on. Just push it back in. There's nothing wrong with adding more in like Mimi's doing. If you see, just trying to pop this tulip back on here, it came off. I'm trying to find where it came off from. Just filling in as you see if it needs to be filled in anywhere. I don't know where this little tulip came off of. I'm trying to find an empty stem here. And I don't know where it came from. There's nothing wrong with it. If you see a gap, just go in and add another bunch. And I'll just stick it in there for now, and I'll glue it in after. I don't know where that came from. It's going to bother me now. Yeah. Well, I got another one that's coming out. Oh, they're popping up all over the place. I could just glue those in after. I'm not even going to worry about it. So there. I might want to add a bunch in there, but I don't know. Let me see. That looks pretty good on the top like that. What do you think? That's just the top now. We're going to add some more on the sides.
Beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Miss Susan. I mean, I could be like done right there. Because
Oh, you could be.
You can't even really see.
I mean, you really could be. It's gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. But I feel like when I hang it on the wall, you know, I don't really want that to show. I'd like to have that covered.
Yeah.
And since I have some more tulips,
Might as well use them.
I think I want to do the inside a little bit too. You know, honestly, my form is smaller, so it might not make that big of a difference. But like with Mimi has a flatter form. So I'm just going to kind of go in. This is kind of why it's good to do the inside first. Because now you can't really see what you're doing. But that's okay.
I really have to
kind of go in. What's that?
I have to add a lot in here for it to look like yours.
You have what, my dear?
I have to add a lot more.
Okay. And I'm just going in on the inside now. I'm just filling in a little bit. And it's easy to do. You just kind of have to lift them up a little bit. Just grab a couple of bunches. Don't do as many. I'm just going to do 2. You know what I might even do? I might even do it from this side. That might be a little bit easier for me. I think that might be easier to go in on the back side. Don't worry about squishing your tulips. They're not real. You're not gonna hurt them. Yeah, this is working better. I think I'm just gonna do it like that. Let me cut some more. You're not gonna need as much on the inside. So if you are watching the video and you have not made this yet, you're not making it with me, it might be a good idea to start on the inside. That way you can see a little bit better what you're doing. Just a tip. Not necessary, not mandatory, but as you can see, I'm still making it work doing it this way because I can see a little bit better from the back side. And I'm only doing, again, 2 per bunch. And it's working. So you can see that I'm kind of filling it in. Just have to see where I stopped here. is still following the same rule, going as close to the last bunch as possible. I think you're right about this ribbon, Miss Susan. But I'm not quite sure, like if it's not polyester, like what are the different materials that ribbons are made out of? I never really thought about that. What materials ribbons, I mean, you have canvas, you have burlap. So is it safe to say that most ribbon is polyester then?
I think so.
I just felt like that was a little bit loose, so I added an extra pin. If you have little tulips popping out, don't worry. So I might not even need to go around the outside. I want to wait and see how it looks. But again, like I said, when it's hanging on the wall, I don't really want to see my wreath form. Whoops. I want to show you guys how it's important to make sure that you have a wreath hanger. You can just staple a piece of, or pin a piece of ribbon onto the back, actually. And so you have something to hang your wreath with. Oops. Yeah, I don't really think I even needed to do the inside, but I am anyway. That just gives it a little bit more fullness there. Made my hole a lot smaller in the middle. Now what do I need here? I need more. Now I have some of this. Oh, goodness. I cannot believe how this does not go through sometimes. Here we go. It's tough ribbon. Now that one I sort of pinned more on the outside. You kind of really want to try to keep it on the inside so that doesn't show, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. And make sure that you're pushing your leaves up close to your stems, the flower, the buds, I should say, whatever they're called. I'm just going to put a couple more on the inside because I really don't think I need this much on the inside. Maybe one more after this. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop. I think that's really pretty full with those ones that I added on the inside there. Don't worry about these little buds that pop off. You can glue them back on if you want to, or just find an empty stem.
I think your tulips are larger.
You think my tulips are larger?
Yes.
Really? Where did you get yours?
Michael's?
Really? Then they have to be the same.
I don't know, but it looks a lot larger than what I have here.
Oh dear. I'm sorry, Mimi.
There's nothing to be sorry about.
I might want to put one more right over here. I want more pink. I don't even know if I'm going to have enough to do the outside because that's what I have left. But I want just one more little bundle here. I don't know about this ribbon, boy. I'm losing more of these little things. Okay. I think I'm done with the inside and the top. And again, like I said, I think I could stop there because just looking at it like that, you really can't see the sides.
That's so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So feel around and make sure that they're all pretty tight. Like this one came out, so I'm just going to kind of stick that back in somewhere here. Feel that they're pretty tight. Isn't that pretty though? It's not as big as the one in the picture. That was probably a really, really big wreath form. The one in the picture in the group was probably like a 20-inch wreath form. And that, you know, if you want to spend, you know, $100 on tulips, go right ahead. But this is a nice small size. So I could leave it like that if I wanted to, or if I wanted to put some more on the outside. I don't know if I'm going to have enough for the outside. I do have a couple of more pink bunches here, so let me just see what I can do with that. But I could actually be done right now. Like, you can't even tell. There's none on the outside. Hold on 1 second for me to turn my video back on. But I could stop right there because that's looking really, really nice. I think so anyway. What do you think? Besides Miss Susan, is anybody with us anymore?
Yeah, I think it looks good.
It is
Aw,
beautiful.
that's Rose.
Yeah, that looks really beautiful. I like that.
Oh, thank you. I'm losing my little
It's
bits
gorgeous.
here. I think I'm just going to pin some more around the outside, just in a couple of spots, because I do have some more tulips here. I want to use them. Thank you, Rose. When are you going to make yours, Rose?
I don't know, because we're heading to Florida on Friday.
Nice.
And then when I get back, I got to get myself moved into my dad's and start moving my stuff out of my house. So it's going to be a little while before I get anything done.
Aw.
I do have an order, though, for a purple wreath, like we make the poinsettia.
Oh, okay.
So the girl wants all purple, so I'm going to make that when I get back for her.
Nice. You going to use 10-inch mesh?
Yeah. And
That's
then
gonna be
my
really
center, instead of putting stones on it and making it heavy, I found just a shade lighter of pom-poms to glue on. And she absolutely loved that idea.
Nice. That's going to be gorgeous.
And once I get it done, I'll post it.
Okay. A couple of mine came out in the back here, so I'm just trying to push them back in. Yeah, like I said, if you have to add an extra pin, do it, because they might slide out on you here. I'm just kind of using up what I have here and going around the outside, even though I probably really don't need to. That one's bent. I don't know how these got bent. I think these pins might have been left over from my Swedish braid, and they got a little bit bent in the process. So I had to redo some. And this is all the white that I have left, so I want to be careful with where I put my white. But again, this is the side. These are the sides. I don't think they're going to show as much. Boy, that wind is really blowing out there. I remember one day, I want to say, maybe a couple of weeks ago, it was a beautiful day. It really wasn't even that cold. I want to say maybe 50s, and we just had crazy winds, and we lost power. It wasn't snowing, it wasn't raining, it was actually a sunny day, but just because of the winds, we lost power for a few hours that day. Yeah, I feel like some of the ones that I put in the middle, I could have put on the outside instead. These are kind of popping out on me in the middle. Again, if you have loose buds, you can go through after and just pin them on, because mine are just popping off left and right here. You can glue them. I'm just going to take this last bunch I have and go around the outside. And then we'll be done. And I could say that I used all my tulips. I want to say I probably had 18 bunches here. And this is a 12-inch wreath form. So again, I probably didn't need to put as many in the middle as I did. I sort of completely filled in the middle, but that's okay. I'm not even really going to be too concerned about overlapping what I'm putting on the outside. I just want to get these tulips used up here. This is going to be my last bunch. And see, I didn't really go around the whole outside here because I ran out, but I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, that one came out. Where'd that one come from? Right here. But you more or less get the idea of it's just a bunch of pinning. Very easy. And that's it. Well, that's a night. I think I'm going to call it a wrap.
That's gorgeous.
Thank you. And these just came out. Let's see where these came from. Hold on. That's why I said if you have to add an extra pin. Thank you so much for that compliment. Let me pin this in here so it doesn't come out. I think a lot of the times when I'm in a class and I'm doing something, ouch, I don't want to necessarily say that I rush, but I feel like sometimes I I'm not as careful as I should be because I know I'm being watched and I'm a little nervous still, even after 50-some classes. How many? Susan, 50? I think it's like 53 classes now, 54 classes now since we started. Isn't that crazy?
You're right. You're right. A lot.
You sound like you're ready to go to sleep.
No, no, no. I'm not. I've got cats in the bed with me.
Oh, I'm ready to go to sleep.
And they kind of I'm allergic to them, so
Oh no. Why do you have them?
because we love them.
Aw. So there you go, you guys. It's very easy to do.
That's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, thank you so much. You're such a
You
sweetheart.
are
I'm so glad you
welcome.
were here tonight. I missed you.
I missed you.
So everybody take a picture of your wreaths when you're done. I want to see them. I want you to post them in the group.
It's nice. I like the colors in that. That's
Thank
real
you
pretty.
so much. All right, guys. We're stopping a little early tonight. It's not even, what time is it? 9:18. But this is an easy project. You know, you don't have to add any ribbon. You don't have to scrunch any mesh. It's very easy. You can do this with any flower too. It doesn't have to be tulips. You could do roses. You could do lilacs. I think a lilac wreath would be beautiful. I love lilacs.
Oh.
If it's got a stem on it, you can just pin it, and it's gorgeous. That's all you need to do. No hot glue.
Okay.
No hot glue needed. You know what? I have another bunch down here of white, and I just found I can throw that in somewhere. All right, you guys. Thanks for joining me.
Good night,
Thanks for having us, Christina.
Christine.
If you have
Good
any
night,
questions,
ladies.
post them in the group. All righty.
All
Good
right.
night. Thank
Good
you.
night,
Good night,
ladies.
everybody. Thank you.